Welcome back to another continuation, I should just say, of the Endwalker MSQ. We're here in Ultima Thule, continuing the level 89 quest on our search for Meteor, and Thancred has just passed away, or he has been unmade. I'm holding out hope that we may actually be able to save him. I think it's possible. It may be coping a bit, but I think there's a chance that we may be able to save him. Oh God, I hope we can save him. Oh my God. That's why I'm not feeling that bad about it right now, because I'm holding out that hope. But fuck me, if they come out and they just say, no, he actually is gone. Oh, come on. Oh, okay, here we go. We'll continue. Soul without body. A form of being with which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Indeed, but we existed in a similar state when residing in the first. The circumstances are rather more dire than that, 'tis true. But I choose to believe he is not forever lost to us. That's me! I said that. Regardless, in sacrifice he hath afforded us a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it, and ascertain the nature of this realm, that we might confront and defeat Meteor. Estinian, Kobe, would you accompany me in speaking with these dragons? Mayhap they can enlighten us. I would ask the rest of you to survey these surrounds. If there is a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Very well. We can reconvene here when everyone has finished. Meteor said these dragons are shadow and shade from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. As such, they're not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation, so please be careful. Let us split up and gather what knowledge we may. Let's talk to these dragons. So yeah, these are the dragons from the world that was destroyed by Omega. A visitor, not of this star. Could thy slender hands bring plague to our world, thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame, oh how we would adore thee, alas. With time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march unto oblivion. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee, leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. Ooh. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost. So glorious, so beautiful. We were a proud and noble race, strength embodied. We knew only love before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver. No bonds of blood did they share, nor convictions did they have to guide them. A crushing defeat. Never have we known such shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none could fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Thou wouldst bid me speak? Folly. I observe thee lesson of stone. I shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar, only watch and wait and end. But one sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. Nol, the cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Yeah. We head up to Nol. I know this place is just going to crush me completely. I can already feel it. Did I miss the entrance? I did. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground, or was. I've seen similar on Etheris. Midgard's Solmer's kind must have once lived here and thrived in a place such as this. Reacher said his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell of what happened here. Those are some shattered eggs. Inside the shattered egg, you find the remains of an unborn dragon. The body has already begun to decompose. The gelatinous, half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to emerge. Yikes. A murky liquid is pooled inside the eggshell. This noxious photo is indicative of contamination. Gingerly lifting a large egg from the viscous mire, you peer inside and see a formless mass soaking in a pool of embryonic fluid. Your stomach turns as you return the egg to its resting place. So, did the Omega, robots, make them, infertile or something? The egg appears to have been broken from the inside out. Perhaps the dragonette within succeeded in hatching. What's this? I thought all the eggs had been ruined. Yeah, there's one in the middle. The dragonette was indeed hatched. There is no sign of it here, or its sire for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the cliff tops, and I'll search the plains. Yeah, there's one more egg right here. Oh, there's another egg there as well. To the cliff tops. That's sick. God, this place is so cool. There's an ether current up here somewhere as well. Pretty far away still. Whoa! So shattered and broken. Over there. Malformed dragonette. That's sad. all the dragons that are born up, well, they're either, you know, lost during the embryonic stage or malformed by the looks of it. Some sort of biological warfare. The boisterous howling hath been quieted. By thy hand, I presume. Everything alright? I thought I heard a dragon, or something resembling one. Ah, I see what's happened here. Was that your child? Perhaps. Some eggs within Arm Knoll are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, the beast thou hast slain may be of my brood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure, a testament to our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. Yet when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned to our ruin. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild. Futile effort. In pure soil, replete with ether, did we once cultivate our nesting grounds. But our lands were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survive to hatch emerge as abominations. We shall have no new progeny. There are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. That there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and won, they too were reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We've lost their entire will to live. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Wait, you claim your kind is doomed, but there is another star. That's so fucking sad, man. Oh, fuck Omega. Fuck Omega right up. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reward for senseless bloodshed. Pain I understand, and wish that I did not. What fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. Were you able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? Unfortunately. I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Kirby. Estinian. As for our part, I believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating around. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto a potential platform to judge its integrity, but it never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside this space is as it appears. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the Lopris to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it's too risky to attempt flying to another island. What Meteor told us before, that emotions dictate reality here, might be the key, but I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is, with no way forward. At present, aye. If it is indeed emotion that governs the island, perhaps it is not Meteor's, but the dragons that holds us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen the path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there is no way for the dragons, or anyone on this island to advance. A sound theory, disheartening though it may be. If that's the case, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded to help us. Then their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife. Without irrefutable proof the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be, mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Meteor meant to unmake us there and then on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She conceded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule. They reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again in like manner, by overpowering the prevailing emotions. Was Ultima Thule's architect, Meteor herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in a clash of wills. Though I marked no leader among them, as such, I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most, potent enough mayhap to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain to follow. He spoke a few words carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain. Challenging his desire to remain may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me naught against his calcifying heart, but mayhap one of you will fare better. Estinian, it's his job. Then I shall guide thee. I'll end, they call him, in the dragon tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the water. Well, what have we to lose? Let's get going. We'll get Midgard somewhere in here. I know he's kind of asleep. Can we wake him up quickly? It's gonna fall to Estinian to change the dragon's mind. That's gonna be sick. I'll end. No, that's not I'll end. Is this I'll end? No. Oh, he's all the way up there.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
Ah, let's go, Stinian.
So, waiting to die like all the others, are you?
There is nothing left for our kind. Our long lives are cursed as we await the end. Still as stone we shall become.
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all.
Our kin on another star. And yet, upon thee I do smell the blood of my brethren. Were they drawn into discord and war on their new home?
They were. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind.
It mattereth not whither we fly. Ever will a sanguine ocean await us. Ever will retribution's wheel turn. And so, on the last of my pride as a dragon, I break free of this wheel. I renounce conflict, exile myself from the other, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred.
Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life.
Oh.
There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us.
Dude, he's braving it. Holy shit. Oh, Estinian's a god. We tire of war. We tire of turmoil. Dignity arched. Crimson stained. Our misery. Our shame. Too much to bear. Release us from war, from life.
I see. This is the emotion that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
Estinian 2? Oh no!
No! Not Estinian 2!
Is that Estinian
There's
opening
a
up a
wind.
path for us? Oh man.
He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Oh, how many more are going to have to do this?
Oh, Alphino.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
If this is how we progress on this island, how many more are we going to have to lose to get to where we need to go? Are we going to lose one of the twins and only keep the other? Oh god, please don't let that happen. Stop it. Stop dying on me. Oh. There's got to be a way to get them back. I get. There's got to be a way to get them back, right? Like, what we know from Thancred, what we know from Thancred at least, is his soul is still around, but his body has been lost. I'm thinking it's possible we may be able to we may be able to restore them. Look there, the wind. This is Estinian's doing, I'm sure of it. We should ride its flow and see where it leads. My group is already so much smaller. Let's go. Powerful gale has delivered you to another island. The other sirens should arrive before long. Oh god. He did it. He found a way forward for us. The dragons remained trapped within a prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war. Yet Estinian knew them better than most. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. And he's still fighting, Alphino, just like Thancred. Their sacrifices are why we can survive here, why we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we mustn't either. Alize is right. We must press on, for their sake. I was afraid of something like that happening, or something like this current situation happening. As Ishgard and Alize said, we must continue. Notice the change in our surroundings? Perhaps this is the memory of an altogether different world. It would be prudent to learn more of it then. Tread carefully, lest we lose our footing in this sand. Oh, that wind confluence we're just taking back. Were it not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface, 'twould appear as ordinary stone. A curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it's not a language with which I am familiar. I cannot say I recognize it either. Nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written word entirely. So we may assume this is the work of another race, one we have yet to encounter. Meteor claimed the dragon's world suffered a slow death, seeking the release of oblivion. What life we found here, like as not, doth wend its way towards a similar end. What do you suppose is over there? I'm not sure. It's hard to make out at this distance. But its surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Meaning there's a chance we may find whoever built them both. We should go and have a look. Come on. That is a language, certainly. Let me have a close-up look at this. Interesting. Roads paved, sacrifice. The quest log for all these quests is like severely messed up. It's intentional, I'm like guessing. Like, yeah, well, yeah, it's obviously it's intentional. It's just it's pretty fucking interesting, that's for sure. What are you?
Hail, travelers. This is a most unexpected occurrence.
Hello there. Is this your home?
Indeed it is. Forgive me. I had begun. An exchange of introductions is expected. When first meeting those with whom one is unacquainted.
Bro, can you put your head back on?
When the vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intention, E, I believe, was the pronunciation used when referring to our people.
Ear? E?
Though it is not entirely applicable given our present state, you are welcome to use this, appellation. As for nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced Cockcrood. Yes, Cockcrood of the E.
We have encountered beings that communicate intermittently through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of ether, or dynamis, as this space is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case.
I gather your response to my presence is positive then. That is well, for there is something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we are ether-based lifeforms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the 5 senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I prepared 712,180,827.
Bro, that's a lot. That's rather a lot, isn't it?
My apologies. I have omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we dispensed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered a need for the flesh and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, the nervous system. It is well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference. the sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with the physical environment.
And the reason you need to regain corporeal forms?
Why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. Bruh. Though need is perhaps too strong a word. It would be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through use of etheric exsanguinators, but such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence, in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh.
Why do you want to die? We should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we'll answer any questions you have to the best of our ability.
Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well, to ensure efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. Yes, the abode of the E, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the E wandering the desert. Their desire for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me...
This is going rather smoothly, not that I'm complaining, mind. Even so, we mustn't forget their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all they have created. At any rate, we will find no answers dallying here. Let us be on our way. Why does everyone want to die, man? I mean, yeah, we know why. Sorrow is inevitable and death is the only escape. Pain and suffering. So, under that truth, why live?
Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers you will find remain idle in their domiciles, but your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures there.
Those houses, okay. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies?
An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If, in our idleness, we are struck by a sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That is why I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate.
Interesting. So these are all houses. You cast your thoughts towards the crystalline domicile, but there is no response. Okay. Getting ghosted by a ghost. You wish to speak. Very well. Pray, a moment, if you would. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment, I must remember. What form did I take when last I emerged? The strange moaning comes. Dude, what the fuck is he doing in there? Jesus! I thought he wanted death, and not whatever that is. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? No.
I see. If they fail to answer, then it is likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are naught but concentrated ether now. Worry not, there are no others who have need of those lodgings, and they would not prove a hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you sent some few to answer your request for an audience. Yes, I imagine they will be with us ere long.
Fresh abandoned. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few have awakened.
Yes, there they are. May I introduce you to Lilac, Dudies, and their need. It has been too long, Coon. I dare say Slad 4 has since completed an orbit. Indeed, until the travelers brought it to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal forms. The truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems, but my single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them awaken you.
Am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking?
Nay, thou art not.
Oh, that's Oriante. Fuck me. Nay, thou art not. In the absence of corporeal forms and the divergence they afford, mayhap such similarity in voice is unavoidable.
By the way, Coon, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form. Ah yes, so long has it been. It had completely escaped my mind, and still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. Neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come down, Ned. The archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to further delay. Surely you recall that much? Of course, food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh such as they must regularly replenish their ether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. That's right. We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation.
If we have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline.
Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest ether. This facility is where we replenish our ether. There is no particular name for it, but we traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with purest ether. Please absorb as much as you like.
We're gonna go eat. Some nice yummy ether. You brace yourself for a rush of sweet, sweet ether, but nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a little longer. You brace yourself again, but again, nothing seems to happen. Just as I had suspected, as meticulously as one might recreate E's homeworld, this is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate ether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like phantoms of the recreated Amarok. However, appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that it is the memories of the dead with whom we deal.
So, did you have your fill of ether?
Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem.
Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your ether?
We eat food.
Through your mouths, you say? How very primitive and quaint. To think that mouths serve not only to expel sound, but draw in sustenance besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems.
Though we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we could not fail but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh, and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation?
You flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the E yet possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believed we would eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. From the tangible such as the land, to the tangible such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress, but the most confining of all was the flesh itself. Our natural aspect was distressingly middling, you see, too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to steadily maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. We managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. Thus changed, we had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations, until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, the deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena, and thence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believe that we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety.
And did you find the answers you sought?
Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. They are possessive corporeal forms, their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, it is not our duty to warn them. What thinkest thou?
I know the truth that I can say. It's the same one everyone else says.
We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars just outside the bounds of the abode, a place called Elegia.
This classic truth that's, being brought up time and time again. Where despair is always, sorrow, sadness, all that is, fundamental and, required, unavoidable. To live is to feel the pain. A fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to this indolent end. Where knowledge leads. Ere we join the E, there is one tracking matter I would fain investigate. Hobi Graha, might I trouble you for your assistance? But of course. My thanks. We shall head outside the abode, if you would kindly follow me. I know not what mischief you're plotting, Urianger, but I trust you have our best interests at heart. The rest of you shall go on ahead to Elegia. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. So I'm wondering if these are like descriptive of the races that Meteor's sisters saw when they went out to explore the universe. This one being the race that sought to remove Sorrow the dragons, possibly being the ones that renounced war. Because, the lead dragon said that he renounced war there. I could see that as a bit of a connection. Aye, this place shall serve. It is the spring that you wish to investigate. Pray forgive me, my friends, but there is naught to investigate. 'Twas but a pretense to speak in private. You have our undivided attention. As we have established here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Meteor made contact with them while they were still alive. That's possible. Of course. She must have visited the stars of the dragons and the E before either race perished in her entirety. Thus could she make their emotions her own, and with them create more faithful simulacra than had she relied on any historical account. So too did I theorize. Upon that assumption, consider how those two races may have met their demise. The Meteor? According to thine own tale, Meteor perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own, a heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an entelechy. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire. Even as she possesseth the power to grant it, the power of dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Meteor did unleash dynamis and ushered the dragons and the E unto their doom. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this: in the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this now? Ne'er again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor, and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? 'Tis indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I found within. The answer to the question, in what moment might I stand strongest? After all that we've been through, I will say only this: do what you must. Do what you must and see your conviction through. Oh, no. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado then, let us go to join our comrades. Let us be off to Elegia. Oh, God. This allowed her to take their most heartfelt emotions as her own, and their fervent desire for the end is what terminates your path in Ultima Thule. Should you struggle to find the way forward, the Archon advises you must seek those souls that yearn for oblivion more desperately. Though he does not say the words, his readiness for what he knows will come as plain to you and Graha, and it is with a tinge of sadness that you watch him walk off. Oh. Oh, come on, please no. It seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we then? God, what are we on to?
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Emet-Selch. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand, having remained entirely in the bounds of your star. The phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies.
Yeah,
Eventually,
big death.
all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter into an eternal ice age.
Yeah, that's one of the theories for the end of the universe, heat death. The most likely to occur.
In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, Our greatest invention became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls, though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture.
Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish.
If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story.
Tell him, Michelle. You fucking slap him, silly. Go off.
While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Yes, you have reached a faulty conclusion. In a way.
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension.
In a way they did. Overall, yeah, that's a fine thing to assume. Yeah, you're immortal, I can see it, right? But if you have a finite lifespan, it's not so much the same.
And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Oh no, sure.
No. You mustn't!
No.
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words.
Oh.
Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught. But I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge. And no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
Go off, Queen.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all.
But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Oh, not Ishgard too.
Keep calm and listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it.
What I'm thinking.
Asm's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back.
Oh my god.
But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on, and do not look back.
I shall join thee. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Why?
Urianger.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
Why? Oh, not so.
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled?
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
It. Oh no.
Is that another star?
Fucking.
Urianger and Ishgard too.
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn, alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Atheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friends' emotions fade away, along with their protection.
God damn. Victory lost. Are you all ready to continue on? We have to. Then let us make for where that light's shone. Ishgard and Urianger have opened the way for us. Level 90 quests. the level checker? The level cheater. Oh. God. At least I can feel it. The ether emanating from the arcane pattern. This is a portal, and no mistake. Let us see where it leads. So we're here, in what seems to be the final zone of the game. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're at the end. Can we keep Elisa and Alphino and Graha? Oh god! Lose them? Didn't want to lose any of them. Oh god, I don't want... There's gotta be a way to bring them back. We gotta use a Zem. We gotta use a Zem. Amazing. Yet another civilization. Attacked as soon as you arrived. Not the most welcoming of places, is it? This is Omega's place. We must try to find denizens who are amenable to conversation. We should also get the lay of the land and see how far we can go. I'll help Alphino with that. In the meantime, you and Graha can search for friendlier folk. That's why there's level checkers. Apart from hostile beings, take care with your footing. I mislike the look of this terrain. Not knowing what the locals are, you'd best take care of yourselves. We'll find you once we're finished exploring. I expect the twins will seek the outermost bounds of the Isle, so I propose we search the central area. There are machines patrolling here and there, sentinels in all likelihood. Like those you encountered, they will most certainly attack any who venture too close. So let us avoid them and look for others that appear more approachable. Yeah, this is Omega's place. You see naught but patrolling machines in the area. They do not seem inclined to non-violent intercourse. Oh. Oh, that's a fake. Okay. So many level trigger. Look, Kirby, the machines here do not appear hostile. Let's see if we can communicate with them. Begging your pardon, but we are searching for the denizens of this star. Isn't unknown life forms detected, assigning generic label interplanetary travelers. Greeting and welcome to the planet. Blip, bloop. The planet. What? Could you please repeat that? It appears your hearing organ is unable to process the name in our tongue. It may be translated into yours as Alphatron. Our people, meanwhile, are called the Omicrons, and you stand within one of our outposts. Oh, Omicron. Aye. The Omicrons, you say? And what is it that you do here? We are preparing for war. As we presently do not have a designated target, you have nothing to fear. Should your star become designated, however, you will be taken into custody and/or terminated. Not a little frightening. These Omicrons, but at least they seem to be forthright. I'll see what else I can learn from this fella. If you could try speaking with the others. Autonomous weapon deployment complete. Vanguard armament upgrade complete. Munition levels satisfactory. Combat readiness assessment nominal. Awaiting instructions from Sir. Maintaining state of combat readiness. Measuring combat capability. Result negligible. Subject falls outside targeting parameters. Greetings, Traveler. We are the Omicrons, and our objective is self-enhancement. In order to achieve this, we venture forth in conquest to acquire combat data and resources. Most recently, we succeeded in subjugating the homeworld of the beings whose strength was said to be without parallel, the dragons. Yet, though the endeavor yielded a wealth of combat data, the star was rendered barren and unable to yield resources. A subsequent costing determined that the losses incurred exceeded the gains. Greetings, Traveler. When venturing outside the outpost, beware malfunctioning units. They do not heed Sir's commands and indiscriminately attack all non-Omicrons. For the avoidance of confusion, be advised that Sir is the alias of Stigma 1. Sir issues instructions to our forces as the foremost of the 6 strategic matrices that bear the designation Stigma. Sir. That's a badass Aetherite. Holy shit. You learned a few things, so did I. Ere we share our findings, however, I believe it best to step outside the outpost. Come with me. There you are. We're finished surveying the area. This would come as no surprise, but there was no way forward. There were portals like the one we used to get here, but those that worked only sent us to isolated isles. Then, as before, we must locate the embodiment of the emotion that bars the way. What of yourselves? Did you find anyone to speak with? Stigma 1. So the Omicron seek to advance themselves through conquest. Following their victory over the dragons, they stand ready for the next campaign, but their leader has yet to issue new commands, and so they wait. In such a place, who could it be that Who could it be that fits Urianger's description? A soul whose yearning for oblivion surpasses all others. Urianger said this? During our investigation before we joined you in Elegia. So that's the way of it. Why couldn't he just say it to all of us? Given what we know of this place, it's certainly a curious state of affairs. While the dragons and the ear longed for death, the Omicrons longed for conflict. As much as that may lead to destruction, it must be considered a distinct desire. In order to find the source of the dominant emotion, I believe we should seek out their leader, this Sir. According to M032, the first Omicron with whom we spoke, there is a console by which we might communicate with it. M32 also added that it would be a pointless exercise, but that in itself, I believe, is worth investigating. What say you? Oh, I'm gonna lose one of them. I don't think I can, right? It's not possible to lose one of them at this point. I hope the fuck not. Oh god. So the console we seek lies on the far side of this isle. Given the nature of the ground, the route may not be entirely direct as it seems. Let us all watch our step as we make our way. I'll help him with this. Just over here is the console. This appears to be the console, but it seems unresponsive. Would you care to take a look at it? Try touching, smacking, and attuning with the console, but there is no response. No luck, I see. But then there must be another way to activate it. There must.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
As am I. Operating such consoles is trying enough. But if we can't even activate it?
Perhaps there is a way. First, consider the world that has been recreated here. Its inhabitants were machines who gathered combat data to enhance themselves. And among the many wars they waged, the most notable was that against the dragons. As you've doubtless surmised, I believe this was the homeworld of Omega.
Yeah.
Sid built a jamming device to defeat it, a device which generated massive bursts of lightning, its sole weakness.
That's all well and good, but what does that... Wait. You're not thinking to strike the console with lightning, are you?
As a matter of fact, I am. Ask yourselves this. Why would an entity as puissant as Omega not be designed to suppress the effects of lightning?
because it relies upon it, or something akin to it, as a source of energy.
My thoughts exactly. And there is a good chance the same is true of the Omicrons and their devices. So, shall I cast caution to the wind and try something reckless and dramatic?
Yep, do it.
Very well. Here I go.
Thunder.
It worked!
Holy shit.
Communications Module 1. Connection established.
That looks like the goddamn Omega Eye.
Transmission. Strategic Matrix Sigma 1 now online. As the primary strategic matrix, you may address me as Sir. Checking for new communications. None found. All units, please maintain current state. End transmission. Closing connection.
Wait! We have questions for you. Of late, no mission orders have been issued. Why not? Has there been some manner of trouble?
Reply. The Extended Operations Unit is yet to determine guidelines for future assignments. All strategies are calculated, devised, and actioned in accordance with said guidelines. In the interim, all citizens are directed to maintain a state of combat readiness. End reply. Awaiting query.
Can you tell us why the Extended Operations Unit hasn't yet determined the guidelines?
I'm guessing, this is my guess, the war with the dragons was costly, and so they deemed it not worthwhile after the fact. And so now they don't know if it's even worthwhile doing war at any point. But they're designed to be in the constant state of wanting to pursue conflict.
Unable to comply. Information unavailable or access restricted.
In that case, is it possible for us to communicate directly with the unit?
Access denied. Unable to establish connection.
Or is the unit actually just unavailable? It's like...
Is there anything you can tell us? Have there been any abnormalities, like a threat to the star or widespread unrest?
Reply. Negative. All citizens continue to operate at maximum efficiency. If your operations are suboptimal, please proceed to a maintenance facility for evaluation. Otherwise, stand by at your designated post. End reply. End transmission. Closing connection.
I could activate it again, but I doubt it would be productive. What do you think?
If all the Omicrons really were running as efficiently as it claimed, then I doubt they were hoping for life here to end. As this Sir told us, there just haven't been any new instructions, and everyone is standing by.
Should be standing by at any rate. If there are those that are neglecting their duties, perhaps we can glean a clue from them. I propose we take another look around, and also try to find the operations unit.
Yeah. Let us focus our search on the outpost. Alice and I will try speaking with the Omicrons this time, in the hopes we might learn something new. Meanwhile, perhaps you and Grahar could observe them from a distance. These beings are systematic and routine by nature. If there are any that aren't, it shouldn't be too difficult to spot them. If there are no questions, then let us begin at once.
As we came this way, I believe, I spied a promising vantage point. Follow me. Okay. Aww. Search base Omicron for errant Omicrons. You may move to... Yeah. Someone's sort of sitting by. Why was there an ambystoma there? Aw, Meteor must have made it. An Omicron wandering aimlessly. Where? Aha, I see it. It's left the base. Let's follow it. Following this Omicron. It's not here, but it definitely came this way. It must have used the portal. Time to go through and see what we find. God, I'm so worried about the twins, man, and Graha as well, but if only one of the twins is gone, or both of them even. Oh. Is that like a digital tree? That's crazy. What is your query? Ah, you found it. What are you doing here? I am looking at the tree. Quite an unusual specimen. What's the device attached to it? The tree is a sample collected from another star, as it cannot survive in our environment. However, it requires life support. That is the function of the device.
you go to such lengths to sustain it? Is there something special about this tree? Being foreign matter, protocol requires that we study it. As this task has been completed, the specimen may be discarded. However, when I behold the tree, I am made to feel as though there is a problem. In order to become strong, we have continued to enhance ourselves, like we did countless others, and we conquered the star whence this tree came. It is the last remnant of a dead world, and there is nothing towards which it may aspire. Yet it grows, extends its branches, sprouts leaves, produces seeds. Why does it seek to continue? Why was it made to behave in such a way? And to what end? I do not understand. Why does it seek to continue? I see. Out of curiosity, does this pertain to your duty? Why does it seek to continue? That's the question that's just being asked over and over again. No, it does not. My apologies. I shall return to my designated post and assume a state of combat readiness. So, it was acting outside of orders. Perhaps it is simply a malfunctioning Omicron. These are by no means uncommon. It may also be a unit possessed of the ability to make decisions, one not unlike Sir. I believe this bears further investigation. To endeavor to live, even if we must depend on forces beyond our control. Tell me, Kirby, one day when this adventure becomes a part of your epic, do you think I will be mentioned in it? Yeah. Of course. Why wouldn't you be? You truly think so? That would be a... Nay, I shouldn't say such things until the moment comes to pass. Never mind the embarrassment. Who's going to leave us next? Well, we had better get on with our task. Tracking down Sir and understanding the nature of the emotion which bars our way. Oh, Graha. Actually, I'll do this first. We should return to the outpost for now. The others will wish to hear about the errant Omicron. Oh, Graha's gonna go next. Oh. Oh. Why? Graha says you found a suspicious Omicron. That's good because the units here were of no help. They all had the same thing to say about the extended operations unit, that there's no way to arrange a direct meeting. Still, that served to prove that it's business as usual at the outpost. But enough about us. Tell me you learned something more useful.
An Omicron trying to make sense of the meaning of life. None of the others were even a fraction as philosophical. This unit may well be in a position of leadership, perhaps even one of those that comprise Sir. As we know, the Omicrons invade other stars and enhance themselves using the spoils of conquest. With a technology at their disposal, they should be able to alter their bodies, be it in part or in whole. Setting aside the question motive, if Sir, for example, wished to have an ordinary Omicron body, I see no reason why it would not be possible. The problem is how to go about ascertaining if that's what happened. When I attempted to probe further, it promptly ended the conversation. If it is indeed Sir, I doubt it would willingly reveal its true identity. I have an idea. We'll use lightning on the console again, but we make it stronger. Much stronger. At that moment, should the unit exhibit a reaction that could suggest that it has a connection to Sir. It's a fine idea. I dare say it's worth a try. I had a feeling you'd be on board. This time you must allow me to do the honors. I will stand guard in case your incantation draws sentries to the scene. For my part then, I will approach our suspect and divert its attention. During which time, Kobe, I want you to observe it closely for anomalous behavior. I should mention that shortly before you returned, an Omicron appeared from the same direction. Rather than entering the outpost, however, it headed off towards the console. At first I assumed it was a unit on patrol, but perhaps that could be our errant Omicron. We must seek it out and begin our operation at once. Alright. Alphino and I will stand by at the console, and when it's time, I'll unleash a veritable storm. This will work, I'm sure of it. After all, our comrades are watching over us. Come, my friend, let us find this doubt-plagued Omicron. Oh, please. Please no more. You're the one that was observing the tree, are you not? How glad I am to find you again. I have a question for you, you see, about the device which sustains the tree. Provided it does not necessitate the disclosure of restricted information, very well. Graha has begun distracting the Omicron. Soon Elise will strike the console with light. An anomaly, you say? Performing diagnostic error confirmed my connection to the central command is suffering from intermittent failures. I must leave at once and present myself for maintenance at the nearest facility. You will excuse me? What you need, my friend, isn't maintenance. It's to confront the truth. While we spoke, our comrade struck the console used to communicate with Sir. That is the cause of your anomaly. You're connected to Sir, aren't you? Affirmative. To what end you sought to assert this fact, I do not know, but before we speak further, we must move away from the other units. I do not wish for them to know my true identity. Very well. Our friends are at the console. Let us head there.
As you have surmised, I am part of the shared intelligence of Stigma 1. It was my charge to determine the optimal path to achieving our prime function. This body had been abandoned by its former owner and lay unused. I took it and abandoned my own, and with it, my duty.
May we ask why you did this? From what we gather, it seems to be a personal matter.
Our kind did not always look as we do now. Long ago, we possessed frail and feeble bodies. Beleaguered by stronger races, our ancestors took to augmenting their flesh in order to defend themselves. What began with limited parts eventually spread to the whole body, and at last, a means was discovered to convert the mind into data, rendering even the brain obsolete. Such complete mechanical beings were called the Omicrons, and by their might, we came to reign supreme over the star. But even then, we did not feel secure. For we knew that the universe was home to civilizations aside from our own. Civilizations that may be stronger still than us. Rather than risk becoming the subjugated, we chose to become the subjugator. We began our conquest of the stars, that we might acquire the resources and knowledge we needed to reign supreme. We were successful in that endeavor. So powerful did we become, we could lay low even the mighty dragons. But then something unexpected happened. I began experiencing an error. I could no longer determine an optimal path.
You were malfunctioning.
I performed numerous full system scans, each time finding no issues. Yet the error persisted. It was then that I speculated. What could happen if we grew so powerful as to have no equal? To become stronger was essential to our existence. Our every action has been in service to this objective. But if nothing lies beyond this, can it be truly said that it was essential? Have we been engaging only in wanton destruction?
You could find no threat to justify your purpose.
The Omicrons will never leave this star. They will stand by until their reserves of energy is spent. For I have no path to offer them. None.
It is not our place to pass judgment on the deeds of the Omicrons. But surely, this does not have to spell the end of your people. With your power and knowledge, the possibilities are endless. Why not seek out a new purpose?
That is impossible. In the beginning, we had a higher purpose than our pursuit of power. But we lost sight of it when we so irrevocably altered our fundamental forms. When we cast aside our flesh, so too did we cast aside all that defined us. Nothing remains of who we once were. I have no aspirations. No longer can I dream. The vital spark is lost. Lost amidst circuitry and code and commands.
I believe I know how to overcome this despair.
No, you don't. You actually don't, to be honest with you. Yep, you don't know how to overcome it. It's all good, buddy. You can just walk away right now. I'll go with you. The twins will come with us. We can just fuck off right away from here. Ah, God damn it. I was also thinking. I was just thinking during that time. Yeah, it makes sense. If your entire description of your existence is to become the strongest, what happens when you become the strongest? You lose all sense of self. I'll be back and then I'll click next, and I don't don't want to Okay, let's get it over and done with.
The words are ready in my mind, but ere I speak them...
Oh, my man. Oh.
I want you to make me a promise. Be it across time or space, our promises have always connected us. And so I ask that you indulge me once more. That this won't be the end.
It won't. I believe it won't. Aww.
Is that so? In that case, I won't hold back. First, I want to visit Ishgard with you. Properly. We scarcely had time to look around last time. I should like it very much if you could show me the sights. Next, you must regale me with your greatest adventures, in the places where you lived them, if possible. I may have read about all your deeds, but there is no substitute for a first-hand account. And last but not least, a new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced before. We'll travel the lands, cross the seas, and take to the skies upon the eternal wind, and it will be marvelous. It will.
Oh. Oh.
If you would humor me a moment. When we awaken each morning,
This song.
how can we prove
Why
that
not?
we're the same individual who retired the night before? Through the remembrance of past events, we might say. We have our memories, yet there are times when we forget or recall incorrectly. What of our bodies, then? It is the same one, we might say, yet technically speaking, as living beings, our bodies are constantly changing. It will never be as it was at an earlier point in time. Our souls are no more immutable. On our star, people are known to inherit the souls of others, yet they are decidedly different beings. For my part, I've subjected my totality to much and more. I've made my body into an extension of a tower, blended my soul and memories with those of another self. And each time I would ask myself, what is it that makes me, me?
Oh.
Were you able to determine an answer?
No. But that doesn't mean I'm confused. It simply means I'm the same as everyone else. So I posit this. Who we were need not describe what we now hold in our hearts. Whatever came before, what matters most is the present. For me, that is being here with my friends, full proud of how much we've grown together. So I urge you to not give up. Heed your heart's desire and hope that the future you long for shall be realized.
I cannot. We cannot. We cannot understand desire, nor comprehend hope. We do not know how to create such things.
We are not unlike, you and I. I too have struggled to find the courage to express and embrace my wants. If you like, I will tell you a tale. A tale of a world on the brink. Of a people who never gave up on the future. Of a man who realized his grandest dreams and then awakened to a grander reality.
Oh my god.
idiot! Just once, stay with us to the end.
Do something with me. I'll give him such a flick, and that'll be just a start. We keep going, honestly. Forge ahead. That crystalline path Graha has paved before us. Difficult as it is, we must carry on. We're our friends, and all who await us in faith. So come, let us seek the path's beginning. It appears to be near the outpost. Look, Kobe, a portal has opened. It will surely deliver us true. It must. Well, here is where the plot begins, and it ascends to dizzying heights. Let us make our way there, one step at a time. Our friends got us this far. Their courage, their strength, their wisdom, their love. We owe it to them to continue, no matter how long it takes. Up this path. Oh. If I lose either of them, I don't know what I'll do if I lose either of them as well. Let's do it. Let's make our way there. To the end. speak. The portal is barely visible from up here. Truly, we've come far, much farther than would have been possible had we kept chasing perfect ideals as we did in the past. It is because we have known failure and frustration that we have learned and grown from them. The Highland has entrusted us with this mission, with the fate of the very star. It's all a dream, isn't it? Big, long, elaborate dream. Any moment now, I wake up in my bed, still a student, grandfather alive. I'd go about my day, relieved as the fragments of that other life fade away. And that would be happiness, wouldn't it? That none of it, no. No, I won't give up these experiences. Good and bad, they are mine. They are me. Is that not like the mountain that Omega went through? Anyway. Rest assured I am fine. But thank you for your concern. What of yourself? That we can't afford to be too leisurely, neither need we rush unduly. We've crossed an impossible distance to stand where we are now, and we're but a few steps away from journey's end. It will be over before we know it. Me? I still have plenty of legs left in me, don't you worry. It's you I'm worried about. You always push yourself too hard for us, for everyone. And while we're here, make sure to bear our share of the burden. Let's keep going. Oh, this is it. The end of the path and the beginning of whatever awaits. There will be greater hardships. We may be made to feel powerless. Yet come what may, let us have no regrets. No, let us have pride in what we have achieved. In what we achieved and how it changed us for the better. That's worth fighting for and dying for, as they did. Ah. There are some structures up ahead, still a ways to go before we reach the dead sun. Given all this, I know how naive it must sound to hope it all works out somehow. Still, you'll forgive me if I wish it for all the same, and for you most of all. Not that you of all people need it, it's just that after all the help you've given me, for once I want to be the one to help you. Just gotta end this. This is it. Oh, okay. Oh. This is almost normal. It's not unlike many cities we know, but it's deathly quiet. Mayhap the inhabitants are within the buildings, or invisible to our senses. Wrong on both counts, there's simply no one here. It's Meteor. Meteor! This is how I found it when I arrived. Another star which once pulsed with life, but no longer. How it ended, I do not know. Invasion, sickness, suicide, none can say. None lived to speak for the dead, they are gone. Gone. Search all you like, but you'll only end up turning back. He's a bit small. He's a bit too small, man. Oh, I want to save her. I want to save everyone. If there is no one here, then neither should there be motion to bar our way. Yes, Meteor seems convinced we'll turn back. What riddle is this? You're not alone. Whatever Meteor may have said, we should confirm it with our own eyes. We need to have a look around. Indeed, at the very least, it doesn't appear to be a sprawling place like those before. If we split it up, it shouldn't take too long to cover the area. There doesn't seem to be anyone here. Perhaps you could try calling out. Hello? If anyone has heard you, they did not respond. Were it not for the thick layer of dust, one could imagine someone drinking from these cups but moments ago. The object resembles a tree, and appears to have been fashioned from a stone-like material, exacted in place of an actual tree, or to serve some other purpose, perhaps. Regardless, there is no one left to explain, to tell the story. The place is reminiscent of a bar, but neither patrons nor staff are anywhere to be seen. Egg-shaped containers line the shelves, with a loose few sitting on the counter. Vessels for the beverages in all likelihood. A venue bustling with activity, until it was not. In the distance, you glimpse Elise, picking her way through the ruins, but otherwise spying no signs of life. If anyone can hear me, say something. Your call echoes faintly before being swallowed by the silence. I'm trying to see if there are ways to reach the nearby isles, just in case Meteor was bluffing. Though set slightly off the ground, this appears to be a door, while the objects to the left could be letterboxes. The door is rusted shut, and the film of dust all over suggests no one has come through in a long, long time. Okay, we take a look at this. If the road was a little longer, we could take it to just beneath the sun. But I suppose this is where the reconstruction ends. How about you? Did you find anything of interest? I see. I noticed the same things. Cups left upon tables, chairs out of place. I don't know what happened here, but I do know I don't want to be alone anymore. We've searched enough for now. Let's find Alpha and compare what we've learned. Oh. Oh.
Did you find anything?
No. This place is completely deserted. And I can't see how we're supposed to move on from here.
Neither can I. It's quite the quandary. There are no denizens to bar our path, yet there is no way forward.
For another mystery, we did find signs of very recent life. You'd swear everyone just vanished into thin air. I wonder how many ruined worlds like this has Meteor seen.
Could it be? Yes. Yes, I believe I may have puzzled this out. Despite how it appears, it's no different this time. There is someone here who has wished for this ruin. And I believe that together, Alizé and I can overcome their will.
No. Not another word.
I'm sorry, but there is a chance, and I must seize it. For everyone. And for myself. I will not pretend otherwise. I have my fears. Not for myself, but for you. The last to remain.
Oh.
You are no stranger to carrying the burden of others. But I can only imagine how heavy the weight would be this time. As your friend, I cannot bear the thought of making you suffer so.
Then why suggest such a thing? It's too much to ask of anyone, even him. Why must he be the one? Why must he fight alone? More than a hero, he's a dear friend. Not only to us, but to so many others. There are so many people in the world who care for you, and yet...
Alize, I have an idea. Given the nature of this realm, it may be possible to do more than unbar our friend's path. We might also pave him a new one. For instance, a path where he finds happiness at journey's end.
No.
This much, I think we can believe with the utmost conviction, no matter how deep our despair. So please, believe in us too, and press on. Thank you. What are you?
If the plan's decided, then let's not dally.
No, not bad. Oh.
Ah, there you are. It was as I said, was it not?
It was. We couldn't find anyone. But this place isn't entirely deserted, is it? You are here. You sought out a star of promise and found a ruined husk. Like us, you explored the devastation. Like us, you were stricken. Horrified by the thought that so many lives could be snuffed out as if they were worth nothing. And the thought that you would have to bear the terrible tidings to Hermes. That which you saw and felt, you shared with your sisters. As did they share their own grim findings with you, overcome by the pervasive despair of these stars. Some of you inadvertently ushered their peoples to their ends. Knowing the horrors you know, anyone would feel the same. They would fear what lies ahead and struggle to move forward.
Fear? I had forgotten that such a thing existed. So focused have I been on shepherding despair.
If you can remember, then you can still face and overcome your own fear.
Why would I bother with such an insignificant emotion? If the despair I command is as a raging river, then fear is but a trickling stream. It can do nothing to alter my flow. You spoke with the Aya, yes? Heard their tale of what awaits the universe. It's true. The stars grow colder and more distant. Eventually, all will enjoy frozen solitude. Using the power of Dynamis, I'm hastening that process. In so doing, nothing will be born ever again. Everyone will remain dead. Alas, it will take time for that to happen. So in mercy, I sent you my gift, to spare you needless suffering. Don't worry. Even if no living witnesses remain to mark the event, I'll make certain that Aetheris has a proper end.
For all the power you wield, you're more fearful than the familiar you used to be. That Meteor feared simply to move forward. But your fear is such that you've given up on everything. I know it well. That sense of defeat. I've tasted my fair share of it. But as many times as we've fallen down, we've learned how to pick ourselves up and carry on. We take each other's hand, share in each other's courage, follow in each other's footsteps, and turn sorrow into strength.
There are times when we fail. We bear wounds that do not heal. But these experiences are part of life, and they make us stronger. We rise, fall, and rise again.
Don't worry about us. You must take the next step, and all the rest after that.
Oh. Ah. Earlier in Old Charlian.
Please, please, oh, please let them all be safe. Cryle? Are you all right?
It's nothing. Just a headache. They'll be fine. I know they will.
Apologies for the interruption. A man arrived on the last ferry. An associate of the Scions. He wishes to speak with you at once.
Xenos. What the fuck is Xenos doing in Old Charlian? Can he fuck off? I'm a bit busy here. Can't do everything, brother. In this city, devoid of life, you sense the presence of another. Sorrow of 1,000 worlds weighs heavy, and yet you can walk on. Oh my god. I fully believe. Oh my god.
If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you.
Oh, Arthur. Oh.
Do not despair. You are not without allies.
Oh, poor Chiffon. Oh.
What we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on.
Upon the souls of they who have sacrificed themselves to pave the way for peace, we will never abandon our cause.
Emmerich.
While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Oh, it's gonna be the whole way up.
Save your tears for the morrow. You may be sure we will have ample cause to shed, be they for joy or despair.
From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn.
A future shaped by the choices we made in ways we could never foresee.
Oh.
Yet miracles do happen, so let us pray and will our friends home.
I won't stop praying until I know they're safe.
Oh. Green.
Strong art thou, mortal.
Look to the light within, that you may continue to serve as a beacon to others.
Let's finish this.
Oh. Oh my god.
Here
Meteor.
the path ends. There is no way to reach our nest. I told you. Resignation and acceptance reign in this place. The rejection of life by those who came to curse it. Those whose dreams were unfulfilled. Whose prayers were unheard. whose labors were unrewarded. Hope cannot deliver you unto hopelessness. Our refuge is beyond you. Always has it been. Such is the nature of this place. You should have remained on Atheris. Struggle will avail you not, nor will it grant your comrades peace. Come, let me relieve you of your burden. You've suffered enough.
Don't use it. I need to use it to get everyone back.
Asm's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't.
How do we make peace with
That's why it's too soon for this to end.
There are so many people in the world.
You must triumph.
Drink of calamity and drown in...
Be safe, all of you, and come back.
It was all
I am ever grateful.
I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know.
After all these years, is this the answer I was hoping for?
So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
And Godspeed.
Perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
Do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
I'll reach you. I'll find a way. Beautiful Deus and Emet-Selch. So that's kind of badass.
I bid them remember, but all this time I'm the one who had forgotten. A right fool you've made.
Oh my god, he remembers.
And to add insult to injury, I've been denied a sound rest, forced to watch this clamorous show.
Oh, come now. It's been a gripping tale. Unbreakable bonds and noble sacrifice, sprinkled with moments of levity to counterbalance the pathos. It's got it all. I, for one, would have been perfectly content to watch enraptured from the storms. But I won't say no to a bit part.
What are you?
Half-faded souls of the dead. Isn't it painfully obvious? Worry not. We haven't the power to defeat you, nor is it our duty to do so. Not anymore. That being said, we do have a score to settle. So here I am, Vinar. I suppose you needed me to tie it all together, these frayed threads of our history. But knowing you, I suspect there's a joke in it too. Oh yes, I can imagine you gloating over my forgetfulness. Were I feeling charitable, I might assume you had left room for the possibility of this outcome. Even so, you'll get no applause from me. A single gesture will not lighten the burden I've had to bear. Still, you must be commended. Our methods would not have brought mankind this far. And so, as a show of respect to the last of us, I make this declaration. You will not end our journey. That is our answer. The answer of all lives of Aetheris, past and present. As you've called us to the stage, so shall we perform. And creation magics never fail to please. Drawing upon the hopes of your comrades, we will make for you a new path. What form said path takes depends on you. So focus. Focus and envision that which rejects the claim that you cannot attain your goal. Ours is the wisdom to weave the fabric of reality. Ours is the power to create.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh.
Meteor, though I gave you these wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being.
Oh, is he going to give her a flower?
In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run, and so much more. A flower.
It is. Oh my god.
Yes.
It's
Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
Oh my god. Oh.
These Elpis blooms serve as proof that this realm is not utterly devoid of hope. No more can you deny its power. No more is yours the dominion of despair.
Oh my god, that's so good.
In case the practical implications were lost on you, your comrades no longer need fight their fight. So go on. Call them back to your side.
I can't handle it. Oh. I love it. Holy shit, it's so good. Oh, wow. That's perfect. I don't know how they did it.
May you ever walk in the light.
They're all back. How do you think?
How disappointing. Not even a single scar in the making to brag about.
You'll find a way regardless.
Honestly, this is far more than any of us could have hoped for. Let us be thankful.
God. So perfect. I don't get
Indeed.
it.
That we thus stand reunited is a gift. Let us not squander it, and see that we all return to Aetheris.
Oh, wow.
As soon as we've averted the final days.
Let's be about it.
Good to see you again. Our heroic sacrifice paid off, I take it.
Yes, it did. God.
Come, my friends. Let us carry on and finish it. Together.
Oh, it was so perfect. Oh, that was the most perfect thing I could have ever thought of, and they did it. They pulled it off so well. Oh, they managed to top Showgrease again. It's so good. This is the best thing I've ever done. Keep going. Need to keep going. I can't stop. I'm like on the floor right now. I can't. Meteor, come here. Come with us, Meteor. Come with us, Meteor. Oh my god. It's cracking. Oh. Jesus. Oh my god. What the fuck is that thing?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
The voice is within, crying in pain, wailing in sorrow.
Is she gonna transform back?
Hurting.
Is she gonna transform back?
End it. Silence it. Silence
Oh.
us of oblivion.
Oh, she's missing the cave burn. Oh.
The way is open. They can proceed.
Oh, okay, let's go.
So it seems.
Oh, let's go. Oh, you can think again. Oh my god. Oh, goodbye, Emmett. Goodbye, Hitlerdays. Oh, no, they're going to return to the star. It's their time.
The encore is finished, and I will not suffer myself to live again by Heideling's magic.
Oh.
But more than that, the future you seek is not the past we loved. That is why we fought, and why I lost.
Yes. Oh, God love it.
Though you defeated me, my ideals are inviolate, invincible.
I love him so much. I love them all so much. I love this game so fucking much.
Spare me your pity. I have no use for it.
Yeah.
If you would do something for me, save our star.
I will. I will.
See this tale to a triumphant conclusion, and with elation in your hearts, bid the final curtain fall. Only then may it rise again, and a new tale begin, with new parts for all to play. Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north? The fabled golden cities of the New World, the sacred sites of the forgotten people of the South Sea Isles? What about Mericidia, the southern
We haven't
continent?
even been there.
Do you know aught of its present state of affairs?
No, I don't. Well, I know a bit, but
I
not
thought
really.
not. Even of your little Eorzea, you know precious little. The true identities of the 12.
The true identities of the 12?
All of which is to say, expand your horizons, go forth and seek discovery. Some of the civilizations in the reflections will surprise you. As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Yes. The crystal of the traveler, the wanderer. Oh.
I certainly did. I pray we meet again. If not in this life, then perhaps another. Whensoever it should be, I trust it will be a most joyous reunion.
For you, maybe. I want nothing to do with it.
Oh, don't be that way.
Goodbye, Emmett. Goodbye, Hippolytus. Holy fuck, that was the best thing I've ever done in my life. That was... Oh my god, and then just got the fucking flowers. Oh. If I don't get a photo right here with my group... Oh my god. I can't. On the journey. On the journey. Now, dude, okay, while I'm taking this photo, I'm just gonna be talking. It's probably off the top of my fucking head, but it needs to be said. They have achieved perfection here. It's so fucking good. I love everything. That was so beautiful. It was so good. Are they in the... Oh, they're in the arrangement. It's so good. I need to turn off other PCs and their shit. Oh. Wow, that was the greatest thing I've ever played. I haven't even finished the MSQ yet. But I don't know if it can be better than that, because fuck me, that was the best thing I've ever done in my life. I need a, oh, where the fuck even is it? I don't even know anymore. I'm just lost. Oh, fucking, let's go Eternal Bond. Okay, let's get an Eternal Bond photo. Lighting. Let's add some lighting. Oh yeah, let's add maybe a little bit lower. It's so good. What if I do which one would I even do? Yeah, let's do a cheer. Or I don't have the clicky one, actually. God. I need some character lighting, actually. Oh my god, I'm sorry I'm taking so long on this, but fuck me, it needs to be borderline perfect. I'm just gonna get rid of this frame now as well. And then take one more. Let's do this. I don't think I ever knew what to say to the man. In retrospect, it always felt like the wrong thing. But the past notwithstanding, he came to your aid in your moment of need. We are here, and we will not squander this chance he has given us. We will see this tale to a triumphant conclusion and bid the final curtain call. I'm gonna call this one here, because it's gone on for quite a while. And we're gonna finish it next time. The entire thing is gonna be finished next time. That was the greatest thing ever. It was so good. Oh. Oh. It was so good. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to continue. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.